What's going on, everyone? Welcome. This is the Warehouse Series. I appreciate everybody for being here. If you are new to the channel, this is Discord Friday, every Friday. Well, pretty much every Friday, unless I'm super busy. Guys, join that Discord. That link is in the description below. What is the benefits of joining Discord is that I work in dry goods and perishable. And guys, we have everybody from everywhere over there. We got different chat rooms for freezer. If you guys are Cisco workers, Unified, we got it all over there, guys. And we have probably, I don't even know how many Discord members we have. It's got to be around 1,000. So guys, almost 99.9%. Great conversations over there. Someone just brought up they're working in the freezer. How do you defog your glasses? If you guys have any tips on what you use to defog your glasses in the freezer, please leave them in the comment section below. Let's get on to today's video. All right, guys, this is Pallet Breakdowns. Like I said, if you're new, I go over on Discord, I pull off your work, and we go over your work to let you know what I would do differently. First of all, this is a beautiful looking pallet. You did a great job. And remember, guys, just because I say something does not mean it's the correct way of doing it. It's just what I believe after 26 years experience, that certain things just do not work. I always say when you have a pallet looking this beautiful, remember it still has to go on the truck and it still has to get to the store safely. Are these cases going to crush? I don't know. It's a good possibility. These cases right here is what I'm talking about. You see the Ben's Rice on the inside. Well, these are pretty much equivalent, little stronger box than the Ben's Rice, but still a box I do not like putting on the corner, especially when you have a full pallet on top of it. It's unfortunate that you started with these small cases when you got these nice strong pastas that would have made a beautiful base, but you got to start where the order tells you to. Other than that, guys, I hate the plastic pallets. I'm going to say it every time. They suck. We are hanging off a little bit, but not much. Guys, these Lipton Nor's sides, leave them upright. They crush very easily on their sides. Now, these are the different type of boxes that I'm speaking of. They are a little stronger than the other skinnier Nor's. So these might make it, but I still recommend keeping them upright. Remember, the boxes is at its strongest point when it's upright. All right. We got, other than that, I don't mind the Ben's Rice here on the corner. Now, I know I'm not contradicting myself because this is really low on the pallet to have Ben's Rice on the corner. So these could easily crush. These are higher up the pallet and we don't have as much weight on it. There's a lot of weight on this corner right here. So is there a chance that this corner can crush by the time it gets to the store? Very possible. Other than that, I want to point out some strong points of this. Keeping light cases together, got a nice solid corner. Guys, remember, just because we're hanging into the gap, as long as the majority of the case is sitting on the case below it, this is a form of tying in. And look how beautifully we did this. We found two cases that equal this, so we could even tie this corner in even more. Even though we're tying the corner in this direction, I usually like tying it in this way. I don't like tying it in this way because it still makes it easy for your pallet to fall over when you go around a corner. But look what we did with our next two cases. We took these two big cases and we cross-tied back towards the middle of this pallet, hanging over a little bit, so it is definitely taking weight off that corner. Very well done. The only thing I would have done differently is this case right here. I would not have went back this direction again. We have a lot of weight going the length of the pallet. We need some coming into the middle of the pallet. So this case here would have been going the same direction, facing towards the middle of the pallet. And I would have done something different over on the other side to make sure that that case fit in there. I want more weight coming towards the middle. Remember, guys, the center of this pallet here is your best friend. All right, here on this side of the pallet, we want these cases facing towards the middle. It is going to make a stronger pallet, I promise you. They did still do a great job of tying this in, keeping light cases together. I mean, it is a very nice pallet. Guys, I tell you, like I told you last week on the last couple of videos ago, if you're a new selector, keep that first layer on the perimeter of the pallet, all right? And then that's going to result in a nice square pallet like you see here. Besides, guys, the stuff that I said is my personal preference. This is still a great pallet, and if this person's comfortable building this way, continue to do so. All right, these next like 3, 4, 5 pictures, I forget how many, are a certain selector. This person said they did not have a trainer in the warehouse, which shame on that warehouse for not supplying a trainer. I don't know how some of these warehouses operate without, you get people on here saying they've been trained for one day. You get people saying they don't have a trainer at all. So I'm going to try to help you as much as possible. So the first thing I want to say is I like what you did with your baked beans. See how we kept our baked beans? Guys, remember, I said just because you get two cases the same doesn't mean you have to put them together. I would rather have my corners even than having that baked bean here and then this baked bean turned this way, leaving myself with a small corner. I want my corners to be even. Usually the pallet turns out a lot better. This V8 splash, I would have stuck on the corner facing in, just like this one. All right, I know they're two different sizes. These are the two different size V8 splashes. I just would have stuck the one here, and then I would have put my little cans in the middle, stacking straight up cross and T that I talk about. If you have not seen my cross and T video, guys, please go watch them. There's a part 1 through 4. Just watch 2, 3, 4. One's irrelevant. But guys, yeah, V8 splashes on the corner with your little cans in the middle. This right here, all right, it's okay because this is the short stubbier bag. I tell you the long dog food bag should be running the length of the pallet, not the width. But this is one of those shorter stubbier, so it's going to give you more of an opportunity here. But what I would do here is build around this. So see this low part right here? Some of your smaller bags, I tend to build around things because, like I said, this is knowing your warehouse knows what's coming up in the warehouse. And if I know smaller bags are coming up, I could easily get bags to equal this case right here. And then I could have brought my blue bag in to tie in. I don't like this slant, all right, because we're really pushing on this corner right here, and you could see this part of the pallet just rocking, waiting to fall over. Thankfully, we got done and we could wrap this up, but it is very possible when you go around a corner that this could fall over. You did wrap it, but yeah, focus on keeping your small cases in the middle, cases pointing in, the big cases on the outsides. All right, we want this big, strong V8 there. And then when you get a gap like this and you know you have small bags coming up, even this one would have fit right there. All right, build up your gap before you try to tie in. Don't tie in when you have nothing there because then you're going to get this result over here. Other than that, we topped it off fine. There's really not too much you could do with those. Almost like 6 block them. You did a great job topping it off, but this base definitely needs work. All right, this pallet, guys, I don't know if any of these are the same pallet. I just want to go over these. Once again, we're using plastic pallets, and I see plastic all through the warehouse here. If you have to use plastic, so be it. Don't use these ones. We're going to look at a picture of yours. These are even worse, all right? So these plastic pallets are a hell of a lot stronger than these ones back here. These are these old ones. They lip up at the end. They're even smaller surface than these ones. So if you have to use plastic, use these newer ones here. Right here, don't do this, all right? Don't do this with the paper. Don't get into that habit of folding up shrink wrap. I hate that, guys. I've never done it in my life. I never balled up shrink wrap. I never got pieces of wood. I don't use props to build a pallet. I build the pallet right. Salad dressing on its side, got no business being on its side. You got to focus on, like we did it here, you face cases in, face cases in. This big case right here, see how this case and this case should have been swapped around. This lighter tan case here, it's higher than this. Focus on high corners, low inside. When you keep your corners, I don't even care if it's like this, guys. If you keep your corners higher than the inside, you're able to tie in. Now picture this real quick. This case on the corner, this case on the inside, this case would have fit perfectly tying in that corner. All right, and then you wouldn't even have to worry about this gap right here. So focus on high corners, low inside. Remember, I don't know if this is I can't even tell what the heck this is going on here. Is this the front of your pallet or is this the front of your pallet? I mean, it's this right here. I don't know. It's hard to say, but the mac and cheese on its side is fine. This long mayonnaise, once again, I don't know if this is the front of your pallet or not, but the long mayo, I always point in because it's a nice long case to tie in the corner. The number one thing that you're doing great is staying within the confines of your pallet. If your plastic pallet allows you to do so, keep cases upright, keep facing cases towards the middle of the pallet. Other than that, high corners, low inside. Let's get on to your next picture. This one right here. Same thing. All right. So we got, I don't mind your Prego in the middle. All right, but see how we kept going, or this is probably a double stack cans. This case right here should have still continued to go in. All right, don't force tie-ins when you're not ready to do so. If you would have turned these peaches facing in, this cereal would have fit even better on here because it would have had more case to sit on. That's a lot of gap for this cereal to be sticking in. Probably not going to hurt because we are resting on the tuna over here or the chicken. But I would have still faced these in. Still always face your cases and see. So this is what I want to talk about. I couldn't tell on that plastic pallet. This is the front of your pallet. Picture this line right here. See how we got all of our small cases right here? That's the crossing T I talk about. We want cases pointing to this line as much as possible until you have a great opportunity to tie in. You don't want to force tie-ins, but all your small cases, I love. You're doing a great job. That's all right. This is up on end. We're to the top of the pallet. We got some plastic cups on top of it. Not going to hurt anything. Like I said, you're doing good. If this is the same person, then you can use wood. Please use wood. I'm pretty sure this is all the same person. Use wood. Do not use plastic pallets. Guys, I understand that the plastic pallets are easier to back under and they're easier to get out of whenever you're staging your product. But I'm telling you, blue all day long. If you're allowed to use blue wood or red wood, I would use it all day long. Now, this pallet, you build perfectly. I believe this is all the same person. Cross and T, guys, right there. See how you kept all your cases pointing in? All pointing in. Look at that. Perfect. This is what I'm talking about, guys. You can point every single case towards the middle of this and look at that beautiful tie-in. And then when on the side, you're just going to stagger them. So it's still a form of tying in. I promise you, this is great. I mean, you could have kept this Pop-Tart upright. It probably would have equaled this right here. Still, it doesn't matter because you're at the top of the pallet. But you did a great job. I mean, honestly, maybe this case is facing the other way. We could have kept it facing in as well. But this pallet looks absolutely great. You're building great pallets. So now my question to you is, since you said you feel like you're still a little struggling, how long, what kind of percentages are you getting on this order right here? Leave it in the comment section below, because this is a beautiful pallet. And this is what you need to start doing is see how you did this twice. This is 2 orders that we looked at. You did this, and this is what you need to continue to do, guys. This is what I'm talking about with your system is keep these there, keep your bigger cases on the outside, high corners, low inside, and you're going to build a great pallet. All right, this is another one of yours. Here, once again, so we went away with what worked, we just did away with. Your salad dressings should have been right here in the middle. All right, you got somewhat of a skinny column here, but this here, we should have just, this flat, those little ravioli cups, this screwed us up. We shouldn't have put it there. Flat case like this, I think, corner facing in on a higher part. Your cans right here, remember, we want a solid front and a solid back. So we could have started our cross and T up in here a little bit. We started it way too early. We could have started up in here. Strong front, strong back. Your cans that are on the side right here, I would have built a wall right on the front of my pallet. Remember, the front of your pallet and the back of your pallet is more important than the middle of your pallet. So all these cans that are wasted in the middle of this pallet would have been here to build a nice solid wall on the front. And I would have did the salad dressings up here. They would have been higher up. So please focus on that. Cans on the front, cans on the back, keep your smaller cases in the middle, and you're going to have a better result. Other than that, this is honestly a good pallet. I mean, you did a great job. Once again, guys, what do you notice? Staying square. When you stay square and you keep your imaginary line the whole way up the pallet, you're going to build a good pallet. Beautiful tie-in right here. I love it. Just focus on the strong front, on the strong back on this pallet. All right, guys, this is the shitty ass pallets I'm talking about. If you have these in your warehouse, please do not use them if you do not have to. These pallets absolutely suck. You can see we're hanging off the pallet, and you did a great job. And you're gonna have a tall pallet when you do this, guys. They curl up at the end. These are the garbage pallets. They're like 100 years old. Don't use them. All right, so enough of the pallet. You did a great job here. We're keeping big, strong cases on the corner, your smaller cases in the middle. I like the pickles, big, strong corner, and then we tied in. And you did a great job. This is actually a really nice build on top of a shitty pallet. This here I don't like so much. Remember, just keep cases pointing in. I would have took this case, this pasta right here, stuck it on top of this case facing in, and then your little cat food here would have been on top of this case. Remember, don't take mental notes, okay? So I'm building this. I want my cases fitting level, all right? Because this could be a problem. This could easily, see how we're just nipping that case back there? This could easily push your whole pallet over. You did the right thing by wrapping, but this case could actually cause that. So keep your cases level, keep them facing in. Cat food would have been on this little platform down here, and this big case would have been here facing in. All right, so other than that, you're doing a great job. I love how you topped off this pallet. Really nice work. All right, so this one here, this is someone sent a video in. We're going to take a look at around this. Really nicely done. Guys, believe it or not, this is a very easy pallet to build because a lot of our cases are the same size. And I want to say congratulations to your warehouse for stacking or slotting cases so they all line up, because this is beautiful. All right, and the finish on its side's fine. I think it's powder. I don't think it's liquid. If it's liquid, then I disagree with it, but I think it's powder. But what a great job. Great utilization of a slip sheet midway up the pallet. See, guys, right here. So the last person that I was just talking to, see how we just kept our high corners? High corner, low inside, and it allows you to tie in. Majority of the case is sitting on this. This is irrelevant. Very nice job. We put this up on end to line up so we could keep our line. I mean, just absolutely beautiful. The base is all lined up perfectly. So once again, but here, even right here, all right, look, this case, it looks like it's just a hair taller than this one because the Zep was a little hair taller. So these might be the same size, but this Zep was a little bit higher than the Woolite, and that allowed us to keep continuing to tie in. Man, I tell you what, it is so important to have those high corners and low inside, because then you will build these pallets perfectly. All right, here's the other side. Guys, high corners, low inside. I could go all day long on this. High corners, low inside. All right, just high corners, low inside. Just focus on that. Look how beautiful this pallet is just by focusing on the high corners, low inside, all the way around the pallet, keeping the small cases in the middle. We just did a great job. Great job all the way around. All right, guys, I like this. What I tell you, it's so important to have that strong back. We got that nice strong back, nice strong wall. We column stacked our lettuces, not a big deal. And then, guys, look what we did. We have, this obviously comes in like an 8 block, and these are probably melons. But look how we came back. I told you, as long as the majority of the case is on the case below it, this is a form of tying in. We got that case hanging into the gap. And what that's doing with all three of these cases is taking weight off the back of the pallet. It's taking it off the very back of the pallet, and it's transferring it a little bit forward. That way we don't have a humongous teeter going on. Did a great job on the front. Just a really nice looking produce pallet. All right, guys, the last pallet I want to look at right here is a freezer pallet. I want to throw one on. Somebody said they were having trouble with long cases, and I referred them to the freezer part of this Discord. Remember, guys, I don't select in freezers, so I don't know exactly the cases that are over there. Once I see a completed pallet, I could definitely tell you what I would do differently. I mean, they're just boxes, guys, but I don't know like the sequence and the size of the boxes. But for the person that was asking what to do for long boxes, see how we column stack. Yeah, just a great, we got the chicken on the bottom. We just did a really nice job of stacking this pallet. So we got some absolute just gems of selectors over in the freezer section. So if you guys are freezer selectors, you need to go to Discord, guys. It's free. It's always going to be free. Go to the freezer section and start asking those guys questions, because we got a ton of guys over there that build like this. All right, guys, that's it for this Discord Friday. Thank you for joining me, guys. If you're not a subscriber, please do that. If you guys want to help support the channel, check out my eBay store, or you could donate. And I just say go to my eBay store. If you buy something, you're going to get something, and you're getting great quality product over there. A lot of men's clothing, guys. Tons of men's clothing. Different things coming up once I start going yard and garage sailing again. But yeah, that's it, guys. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.